last page of our Unit 6, Lesson 6. This is Part 3, page 3 of our notes. Going to solve some of these. A little bit more complicated, but not terribly hard. If you have a calculator, you can bust that out too. Feel free to use that. Let's get going here. All right, we have 0 equals the negative 10 times the square times x squared plus 490. Okay. First thing is to split that equation. Let's get rid of this 490. It's really big. I don't want it. Get rid of 490. So we're going to subtract 490 over here. Okay, those are 0. We erase them. So we're left with negative 10 x squared equals negative 490. 0 minus 490 is negative 490. Negative 10 times x squared. So we're going to divide by negative 10. Those go away. We're left with x squared and negative 490 divided by negative 10. We can cross that 0 out. Cross that 0 out. Negative 49 over negative 1 just equals positive 49. Well, that's nice. That's a perfect square. So let's take that square root. Square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 49 is 7, but plus or minus. And you're done. Let's try another one. We have negative x squared minus 8 equals negative 33. Let's split our equation. Opposite of a negative 8 is a positive 8. We're going to add 8 over here. I know negatives are hard to work with sometimes. So again, if you need to use your calculator, feel free. I'm going to move my camera over here for a second. Okay. If you need to use your calculator, negative is down here. Don't press the minus symbol. It's going to mess it up. Minus 33 plus 8. Okay. Let's try the other one. If I do negative 33 plus 8, I get negative 25. Two different answers. Negative 33 plus 8 equals negative 25. Negative 25. Okay. So we have negative 25 equals negative x squared. Okay. At this point, a lot of people say, I can take my square roots. However, you cannot because of this negative in here. This is like a negative 1. Negative 1 times x squared. So what you need to do is you need to divide both sides by negative 1. When you do that, negatives 1 cancel. You get x squared equals negative 25 divided by negative 1 is positive 25. And then you can take your square roots and you end up with x equals plus or minus 5. Make sure that if you have a negative x squared, you get rid of this negative. You're going to make sure you want to get rid of that negative. Last examples here. Pause again if you can and see if you can solve these on your own. Let's give them a try. Split your equation. Get rid of this positive 75 first. We're going to subtract 75. Negative 3x squared equals negative 75. Okay. Want to get rid of this negative 3. We're going to divide. That's the opposite of multiplication. Left with x squared equals negative 75 divided by negative 3. Think of quarters. 75 cents. Oops, not square root. We're just going to do division, not square root. No, let's erase. Okay, ignore the negatives for now. Let's just do the numbers. 3 can go into 7 2 times, which is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1, which is 15, and 5. And let's put our positive on top. Why? Because you have 2 negatives. So this is 25. Nice perfect square. Last step. Remember, 25 quarters, 25 cents is a quarter. 3 quarters is 75 cents. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 25 is 5 plus or minus. You're done. Last example here. Hopefully you got that finished already. If not, you can pause it, but let's go through and solve. Get rid of this negative 5 by adding 5. X squared equals negative 4 plus 5 is 1. Is 1 a perfect square? Well, let's find out. X squared is, or the square root of x squared is x. Square root of 1, what times itself equals 1? Well, that's 1. 1 times 1 equals 1. So the square root of 1 is 1, plus or minus. Both work. That's it. That's working with exponents with squares and solving equations. Remember, key point here is that if at the end you have a negative x squared, you cannot do your square roots yet. You got to get rid of this negative. Divide by a negative 1. That's a big key in this whole problem. And then taking your square roots and remembering that each answer is going to have two answers, a positive and a negative. Comment on the video if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will catch you later. Have a great day.